What's up, guys? Or should I say, Jake Paul and Low Gang Squad Fam Squid Freak Crying Emoji Bro Army? Yeah, as of late, I've gathered some damning evidence against Jake Paul. So this time, it's really gonna be the end of Jake Paul. I'm serious this time, guys. We're moving away from behind the meme. I anticipated his next upload, and it was a video on the 9 cat. So, at this point, it's just a lost cause.
Yara?
Yeah.
Don't open the door!
Hello internet and welcome to Behind the Meme. Today we have a look at Crash Bandicoot Lane.
A couple days ago, your boy, Jake Paul, uploaded a video, My Assistant Was Assaulted, where he explains that a YouTuber struck his assistant in a nightclub.
Meg was assaulted by a man last night who is in the same community and space as us.
Wait, what?
Yes! Good morning, Jake
Oh, it's just bait to watch your vlog, I get it.
You know we're keeping it real. What?
Actually, he doesn't do that at all. Not initially. That was just trailer bait for you to watch his entire vlog. So you have the heavy topic of someone being assaulted, and then happy-go-lucky carefree man in a vlog. Quite contradictory.
Meg was assaulted by a man last night who is in the same
Also, for any of those wondering, you've got to watch 13 minutes of this vlog just to get to the point where they talk about the assault. 13 minutes of complete fluff and filler just to get the point of the video across. Also, not to mention the fact that he put in a mid-roll ad just before they start talking about the juicy serious stuff.
It was my editors, bro. It wasn't me. It's every day, bro.
Originally it was just an offline conversation, no cameras involved. But when I heard what happened, I was so distraught. I was so in shock. I was so disgusted. It's not if you guys see, she literally has a bruise. I don't know if you can see on camera, here. Not to be dramatic.
He put his arm out and went like this. And I was looking up at him and our faces were really close.
I feel like it was more extreme.
I mean, he literally dragged me.
Firstly, I just want to present a point to the Team 10 household. You have apparent proof through surveillance CCTV that your assistant was struck.
There's proof. Thankfully there's cameras at this club.
But instead of going to the police straight away, like any sane human being would, you make a juicy vlog talking about it, and you ramble on repeating the same points over and over, and then eventually someone gets name dropped.
And I looked up at him and I realized immediately that it was Banks.
Also, not to mention the fact you directly contradict yourself during this video.
This video isn't meant to retaliate or target anyone. It's not about that. It's not about revenge or starting drama or beef or anything.
But hey, don't worry guys, don't worry, cause it's every day, bro.
Now, the individual they were accusing, FaZe Banks, inevitably saw the video. He wasn't too happy. Not very happy. And he ends up making an extremely detailed response video with his recollection of events.
This needs to be pursued legally. Defamation of character and slander to the highest degree, and I just can't believe, as a human being, you could f***ing do this to somebody and paint somebody to be this horrible, evil human being when that's not the case at all.
And one of Banks' friends, Taylor Kniff, jumped into the mix defending Banks, saying how Team 10 were actually approaching them, and Banks and him were just minding their own business. And then, from the depths of the ocean, the Goliath roast, the meme man himself. You know what? He doesn't even deserve to be named anymore. I'm going to call him the England is my city man. We would never lie to our fans. This is a serious matter, and it's now in the police's hands. And he shows a DM conversation between himself and Banks. And the problem is, up until this point, Banks' argument and defense was pretty much solid, but unfortunately the way he talks to the England is my city man, it doesn't really hold up. He's kind of being vague and generalized, and he's actually apologizing if he did do anything, so he clearly doesn't have a clear recollection of events there. But there is some good news, guys, a silver lining to this tale. As soon as Banks dropped his video in his defense against Jake Paul and Team 10, Jake Paul lost 85,000 subscribers. And that did actually cause Jake to drop below 1 million subs.
Oh!
There it is.
Oh!
I remember
No,
this.
Yeah, no, remove
no,
it.
don't go back.
But up until this point, opinions were definitely mixed. There was no concrete evidence. It was just he said, she said. But by the look of it, Team 10 made a major slip up that could just unravel this entire drama.
Oh, I love tea. Bloody hell.
Now, Meg, Jake Paul's assistant, did claim that she was hit by Banks and actually had a bruise on her pretty little neck. The problem is, you can actually see before and after shots of her with the bruise, and when she has the bruise, her mole, or birthmark, whatever it is on her neck, is completely disappeared. And there's also some videos showing an almost glossy look to her skin where the bruise is. Bruises don't have gloss, but makeup has gloss. And if that isn't damning enough, Hollywood Fix, the equivalent of TMZ, uploaded a video with Meg walking down the street towards the Team 10 house, and her neck is completely covered. She don't want no one looking at that neck, squad fam. Absolutely no one. What I want to know is, and this is directly asking Team 10, where is the surveillance footage? That is what we need. If there's surveillance footage of Banks messing up, then he's guilty. You got him dead to rights. But with this he said, she said scenario, you're convoluting your own argument. You're making your defense look terrible.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
And of course, just to make the situation worse, Logan Paul got involved.
Is it recording? Recording? Yep. All right. Hopefully, I don't screw this up. All right. Well, Logan Paul. 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 Logan.
And he did the exact same thing Jake Paul did, where he played the serious topic at the start to bait people into watching his vlog.
My brother, do you want to go somewhere else with this? I just want to ask you questions to clear up what everyone's thinking, what I know, and get your side of the story, and just let the audience form the opinion.
Here it is. Hey, yo, good morning, Logan. What's back?
Just hanging out with a plate in my pants and Maverick Limbo. What are you doing? Oh, no!
For him, and I realized immediately that it was Banks.
The worst thing is people are only picking up on this bait now. Do you remember ages ago when Jake Paul made that apology video and how he had the apology at the start and then he just had a regular vlog after the intro? This is bait. These people are actors.
I also think it's sad, bro, that this is the first time meeting a dog before
Cooper, I have no idea how I'm gonna record this video, dude. With the police filing the police report.
It's valid. This was when was this picture taken?
This was yesterday. She's wearing the same outfit as she was in the video in my vlog, whatever.
Okay, great.
Now I just want to present a little argument to you guys. You see that picture on Logan's phone showing the alleged police at the scene collecting witness statements? Why does that officer look quite similar to this officer that was in a staged prank video where Jake was arrested for a joke? But hey, that's just a theory. Now, if that is true, and that is actually the same officer, and they are going so far as to impersonate police officers yet again, just to convey their message, what are you guys doing? Seriously, what are you actually doing? This is going beyond a meme, beyond being obnoxious, beyond annoying your neighbors. This is fraud. Genuine fraud. And obviously this goes without saying, but I'm pretty sure all of you know at this point that the Jake Paulers and the Low Gang, they're quite young and incredibly impressionable. And obviously their attitude to these situations, or just their YouTube channel as a whole, has really rubbed off on their fans, making them quite obnoxious, to say the least.
Hey guys, we live here. This is a little loud. Sorry. I mean, it's like, would you like us to come over to your house and do this? So if you guys can just be a little quieter. You're welcome to be here. You're welcome to hang out. Just a little quieter would be really nice. Okay? Thanks, girls. Got that on video.
What do you guys think about the neighbor coming and telling you guys to be quiet?
I think you should just dab on them haters, man. Yeah. Dab on them haters. Okay. Yeah. I think she's jealous from the thing.
She's jealous?
Yeah, we all just have to dab on the haters. Dab on them haters. Dab on them haters.
Okay. Dab on them. Okay.
Yeah, a neighbour just trying to enjoy a peace and quiet in a house that she worked hard to earn. What a hater. Dab.
If this turns out to be fake for either side, for Banks or for Jake Paul, I hope to God you reap the consequences. The worst thing about this entire case is there has not been a single shred of evidence that has shown its face this entire time. There's been little tidbits, little he said, she said, but nothing damning. Nothing whatsoever. They keep hyping up this CCTV footage like it's going to be the end. Why aren't you showing it? If Meg, Jake's assistant, was actually struck by Banks in that nightclub, why, when she's being interviewed by Hollywood Fix, is she so hesitant on saying anything?
Megan, are you doing okay? So what happened? Like, FaZe just like came up to you in the club last night and clotheslined you?
I don't really want to talk about it.
You don't? Okay. Because I mean, like, you definitely should stand up. Like, if he tried to bully you or hit you or something like that. You say he was cheating on Alyssa? Okay, well, thank you, Megan. Everybody hopes you get better. Have a good day.
If I was physically assaulted or any of my friends were physically assaulted, I know for a fact that we would happily give our testimony and talk about the situation. We wouldn't not want to disclose anything. It doesn't make sense and looks incredibly suspicious, if not outright guilty. I do want to say though, if there's new evidence that comes to light, like for example, if there is CCTV footage that is produced and it shows Banks striking Meg, I take this all back and as an apology, but as of yet, there is not enough evidence for you to be making such massive claims in your videos.
I found kind of sickening was that they said Jake was abusive and he has assaulted females in the past and even went as far to say he has spit on girls. I've never seen you, I'm not even kidding, you're a guy, I've never seen you spit a day in my life. Let alone on someone or near someone if you're showing disdain upon them. That's not how you've ever handled your problem. So I know when I saw that, I'm just like, all right, that's false.
Not even that, but like for them to say that I even laid a finger on Alyssa is the most absurd thing in the world. She made a video. It was like her video that she came out and like.
Actually, too, it's a video. We were filming a video and he had a part where he would like shove me into like this pricker bush or whatever, like thorns. So he pushed me way too hard. He even told the camera guy before he pushed me, he's like, yo, make sure you get this, it'll be funny. But he shoved me all the way into the bush. And see this? I don't know if you guys can see. This scar right here were from thorns and my entire arm was bleeding. My whole fucking hand, I had to dig out thorns. He was laughing the whole time. Niels was there. I was crying and like all this shit and like he didn't give a
told the truth on everything in the situation on why she left the Team 10 house. Don't you think in that video she would have mentioned that I was abusive if she really wanted to get everything off her chest? But she didn't mention it there. She didn't mention that I didn't spit on her there. She didn't mention any of those things. And now all of a sudden she wants to make that up and bring that up. It's
Obviously, I don't take the whole seriously, but she even mentioned that it was like.
And not having any credibility on it is the fact that they are like most of that whole entire video is them like making stuff up just to fire back at me and to bring me down. We're just sitting here telling you the truth, and again, we don't want to.
Your partner's biggest would spit in my face, and this has happened multiple times.
And then when I keep hearing these things that may or may not be true and they're proven to be false and false and false and false, at what point are you just like, yo, this whole story is fake?
Wow. You just want me to look bad on camera? Is that what you want?
But you know what? Who cares? Who really cares? It's YouTube 2017, and if it's not Jake Paul drama, it's people reacting to diss tracks and then bragging about it on Twitter how they're gonna buy a car with it. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, or maybe even like the video. This Jake Paul and Banks drama has been getting incredibly obnoxious. I'm trying to ignore it, but I keep seeing it in my peripherals, so I had to make a video talking about it. I could have milked this into 3 or 4 separate videos, but I just wanted to give you all the information at the time in one video and my opinions on it. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you all in the next Minecraft Let's Play.
The only way I can get better is by making mistakes, you know, and learning from them. I try to forget all the things I get criticized for.